This is the plaintiff, Jonathan LeBron. He says the defendant's brother is his godfather and says the guy's stiffing him on his wages. That's right, he went to work for him at his air conditioning company. The guy refuses to pay him for the work he did. And not only is that sneaky, it's unlawful. He's here suing the defendant for the $2,000 he's owed in past wages and late fees. This is the defendant, Will Torres. He says he tried to help the guy out because they're both veterans, but the plaintiff was a problem right from the very start. Regardless, he paid the man everything he was legally obligated to and will give him nothing more. He's accused of chilling out an employee.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says he's suing the defendant even though the guy's brother is his godfather. He says he got stiffed on wages doing air conditioning work. But the defendant says they're both vets and he wanted to help the guy out, but he was in trouble from the start. It's the case of there's no such thing as a free-on ride.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Can you correct that? Thanks. Mr. LeBron, you started working for Autumn Air Conditioning, represented here by Mr. Torres?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Torres is the brother of your godfather?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when did you start working for them?
I approximately started working for him in the springtime, I would say March.
Okay, and why did you go work for him?
I worked for a well-known company in the area, and they were going through some legal battles with the state. And I'm a Christian, and I just didn't feel like I needed to be part of all the stuff that was going on because there was allegations going on. And so actually I got laid off by them, so it kind of worked out. And then,
Well, that's interesting because in your complaint you had said that you were making $3,000 a week, but I'm a Christian and the money is not the most important thing to me. He was begging me to work for him.
Yeah, so he was asking.
That's not necessarily correct,
I saw
right,
him
what you wrote here.
Well, yeah, because I saw him in Circle K, and he was telling me that he needs helpers. He needed people to work for him.
Okay, but when you say I was already working at a company making $3,000 a week, but I'm a Christian and money's not the most important thing to me, so I decided to help him out. Well, that's not true because you got laid off from the other company. Just admit it. Just admit it because I hate
so
this.
I got laid off.
I hate starting off a case like catching the first lie. I hate that. All right.
Well,
so let's talk about, you worked for him from what month to what month?
I worked from March to July.
Why did you decide that you didn't want to work there? You talked to your therapist at the VA.
I go to the VA, and I suffer from PTSD.
Okay, sorry to hear that, and thank you for your service.
No problem, thank you. I'll do it again. He knows me since a long time. He knows my conditions. I've spoken to him about it plenty of times. So I get triggered very easily. Stressful situations trigger me. I get anxiety. I start to get angry sometimes. So
I wasn't in the service, and I feel exactly like that.
Yeah, well, PTSD doesn't necessarily, you don't have to be in the service to have it.
No,
so,
I get triggered so.
Anything traumatic causes it.
So let me ask you, so what was it here? What was the problem here that made you feel you didn't want to?
Just the way they ran the business, the way he would speak to me, I mean, there was times where I'd get cursed at, and I get it, we knew each other, but at the end of the day, you're a business owner. Even though we're basically family, you're still a business owner. You shouldn't be cursing at your employees because they're not doing what you want or how you want it done.
Okay, so tell me, there was a time in the second to last work week when you expected to get paid, and according to you, you didn't get paid that Friday.
I didn't, and I have a pay stub showing when that paycheck was released, and according to him, he didn't get paid. I have the text messages.
Him saying you got to wait till next week because I didn't get paid?
I had to wait till next week because he hadn't gotten paid, but I have this pay stub showing the check date, which is the 12th, which is a Friday. I have it right here.
Right.
But according to him, and I also have a letter from his
Well, that's just because they get written that day, but he obviously held it from you because they didn't have any funds.
I have a letter here from his former manager who states that she did get paid, so did Will, and they all got paid that day.
Why didn't you get paid that day, that Friday?
That Friday, no one got paychecks that Friday.
Okay, you have a letter from who?
From his office manager, Ashley.
Who says what?
She writes a statement here.
Let me see. For me? A statement for court?
Yes.
Yeah, let me see that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
That's not signed. Who's Ashley?
She's a former employee of mine.
Did she get fired?
Yes.
What did she get fired for?
She got fired for disclosing company information.
To who?
Other employees in the office about people's pay, as far as how much people were making. So I had to let her go.
Okay, he doesn't get paid on the Friday, which he's supposed to. I don't care that you didn't get paid. You're supposed to have a buffer, right? So he doesn't get paid on the Friday, and then on Monday, you send a text in the morning saying, I'm not working for you today because I need to work and get paid.
Because my light got cut off.
Okay.
And I was dependent on that paycheck to be able to pay it. And so I had to do other things because I asked them, had my check come in? They said no. So I had to physically get cash because, I mean, I have two little girls. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. They need light.
So he doesn't work on that Monday, and then you come back to work on the Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And what happens?
I go back to my normal work.
How do you get assigned the work that you do between the Tuesday? What day do you come in and say, I'm not working?
You show up at 8:30 in the morning, and they show up whenever his brother's normally there between 8:30 and 9. And
Is this the brother that's your godfather?
No, his other brother, Felix.
Okay.
And they basically have a board, and they have all the works, you know, that are for the installers to do, which myself was the only
And what
lead
kind of
installer.
install air
I
conditioning?
install AC. I also service AC. I try to diagnose as best as possible. So that's what I do.
So how does it go over when you tell them I don't want to work for you anymore?
The week before that, when the 12th, that Friday, when I was trying to come get my paycheck, I was on a job. I left it at a certain time because they knew I had to pay my light bill. I explained to them. He claims he didn't know, but I very clearly let them know because, like I said, we're very close. So I let them know all my personal business. His brother was going to try to get me out of there as soon as possible. I came into contact with some problems, so it delayed my time being there. So
I don't know what that means.
Okay, so basically there was a part that got messed up in what I was doing. I tried to take it out, and it got cross-threaded. So
you're talking about at the job you were at?
At the job I was
at.
at.
On the Friday?
Friday, the 12th.
Okay.
So
you had the problem already that your lights were cut off.
My light was already about to be, it was already cut off. They knew that I had to go. That's why I needed that paycheck. So when I left the job, I show up to the office expecting a paycheck. When I get there, I start speaking to him.
Okay, we've already talked about the paycheck.
Yes.
What I want to know is, how did it go over when you quit a week later?
So the week later, I bring up that same conversation about how he spoke to me because he's cursing at me in an attic. I'm in an attic. He's cursing at me. Give me pictures and this. I said, listen, you're yelling at me. You're cursing at me. I'm not doing anything right now. I'm in an attic. I'm hot. So I'm going to get out of this attic and then we'll talk. So I get out of the attic and I speak to his brother. I send him the pictures they wanted. And I left the job because there was nothing I can do. I show up to the shop to talk about, you know.
Are we still talking about the penultimate week or
the week before? So I'm talking about what happened in the attic to him.
Okay, let me jumpstart you a little bit. Yes, they got mad at you because they felt that you needed, or he got mad at you because he felt you needed to send pictures. You got mad at him because he was cursing at you. It was an unpleasant situation, and then you didn't get your paycheck. So now I need you to focus on my question. It is now a week later. You are quitting. How did he take that you were quitting?
So I'm speaking to his brother about this incident.
And he overhears it.
I'm telling him.
And he's mad that it's being brought up again.
It's brought up again.
You tell me, what was the when you hear him bringing it up again, what was it about that made you angry?
What made me angry was the Friday before. He came into the office after the incident took place over the phone. He came in looking for his paycheck. I told him, and I explained to him, again, we are closed. So I let him know. I put some paychecks I had gotten from customers in the bank, and some take a day to 2 days to.
Yeah, but that's not your employee's problem. That's a you problem, but go ahead.
But I explained it to him. That's what we talked to. He understood, and I was like, yeah, Monday we'll have him. And we squashed the issue.
How much was your light bill?
My light bill was, this is it correct? $158.40.
Yeah, I mean, if I was his boss and I couldn't make payroll, I'd hand him $158.40 out of my pocket so he would have light for his children. But that's just me. Let's go on.
And that's me also.
Oh, did you give him the $158?
I talked to him and offered. His wife, he said, was already staying somewhere else. That he was good. If we get it on Monday, he's good. Right. That was all right. So again.
So on Friday, he quits. Or you hear him talking about it with your brother.
We had squashed the issue the Friday before, so I'm like, okay, it's over. Shook hands, he leaves, shook hands and a hug like we always do. The week went by, that was Friday. The whole week went by, now here we are Friday again. He comes into my office, shakes my hand, no problem, leaves my office, goes across the hall to my brother's office, and I'm sitting there and I overhear this conversation. I said, this can't be happening again. What's going on here? I'm missing something. Because we discussed this, we're both very competent. So I get up, I walk over there. When I walk into, it's my building. Of course I'm going to walk into that office. So I walk up in there and I'm like, they stay quiet. So I'm like, all right, I need to hear this. What's going on, guys? Because I hear the same conversation going on again. So my brother starts to explain to me. He explains to me, and then I said, again. Then when I go to start talking, then he erupts with his version of why things should be going the way they are. So I'm like, that's my problem. You want something you can't give, which is respect. And there it went.
Yeah.
And then he claims his whole mental status and everything.
Okay, so he quits, and his first complaint is that by the way, the paycheck for the week before was fine.
Yes.
That was before you quit.
No
Then
problem.
the paycheck for the last week is really what is at issue here. According to him, you paid a minimum wage instead of his rate. According to you, that's the advice you got when he complained to the Department of Labor, and you spoke to the Department of Labor?
Yes.
They told you, I got an idea, pay him less than what your contracted rate is? Because I'm finding that hard to believe.
So what do you do if you work for somebody for a week and then at the end when you're supposed to get paid, they say, well, we don't have the funds, but I'll pay you next week. Would you keep working for that person?
No way.
No way?
No way.
But then you're not going to get your money for the week you work, probably. That's the problem. What do you say?
I have bills to pay.
You have bills to pay, but do you cut your losses or do you try another week?
Oh, I cut my losses and try to work somewhere else.
Okay. I mean, that's fair enough going inside the courtroom.
All right, what's this 136 that you're I understand the 204.96. That's the difference between what you got paid and what you felt you should get paid. What's this 136 that you're talking about?
I don't know where the 136 came from.
Well, it's your
now.
lawsuit, and it's wages for July 15th, and your exact words were this. Well, $136 to cover what I would have made if I had worked for him on Monday, July
yeah, 'cause
15th,
I mean, I
and
had
I
to-
didn't have to work at another job. So I don't
exactly.
make this stuff up, pal. This is what you said. You called in on Monday and said I'm working somewhere else. Yes or no?
No, ma'am. I wrote, hey, I won't be available for work today. I need to take care of the errands for my family. Please let me know when I can get
Well,
my
then
paycheck.
it's you taking a day off. You're not going to
Yes.
get paid for that. And then
Okay.
what's the $1,090?
Late fees. I almost got evicted. I have notices here of it because of
Right,
not
but
getting paid.
why would they have to pay your late fees and your
Because if you would
all
have paid
this
me on time, I wouldn't have paid my rent wouldn't be late. I would have made my rent on time.
Okay, I'm sorry. But what's good for the goose is good for the gander. When I tell him, I don't care you didn't get paid, you're supposed to have a buffer, I'm telling you the same thing. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, I am sorry about that. I understand that can happen, but that's not on someone else. You can't
right.
turn a $200 case into a $2,000 case by your person. That's a you problem.
So by him being
just like
a
I told
nuisance?
him, that's a you problem. That part of what you're saying is also a you problem. So where are we? I am ordering the defendant to pay the plaintiff the $204.96 that he shorted him on that last paycheck. I am also ordering him to pay your filing fees that you filed in order to get this case going. And I am also ordering prejudgment statutory interest that was due from the time that he didn't pay you the correct amount. That is my verdict. Good luck, folks.
Well, the plaintiff will get the wages he's seeking, Mr. Torres. What are you thinking?
Well, you heard how much I got to talk in there. I got maybe 20 words in, so 20 words out of my mouth maybe.
No.
So, well, it's true. The tape's going to tell. She gave me like maybe 20, 25 words for me to speak.
What would you have said that you didn't get a chance to?
Well, like she caught him right from the get-go, lying.
Yep. But the
I had
bottom line
more documents on more lies, but that didn't matter.
you had to
The
deal
law
with it.
doesn't matter in this court.
No.
Yeah, it's the truth. People will see it.
The
It's on
judge.
tape.
The judge knows the law. Thank
Yeah,
you very
But
much.
it's also law, and she's just not doing it. So that's 20 words out of my mouth. I got more words in with you than with her. So nice seeing you in
All
person.
right.
though.
Very
Thank you.
good. Okay, Mr. LeBron.
How you doing, sir?
All right, you're finally going to get this money.
Yeah,
You okay?
I'm good. Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to see.
I
if
just wanted, I didn't want it to get this far, but I mean, like I said, we're kind of like family. But at the end of the day, just the way they treated me, I'm a combat veteran. I have PTSD. I'm trying to get help from different agencies to get my life back on track. And like I said, I was making $3,000 a week at a company before. I go to help him. That's the reason why I was living paycheck to paycheck, because I'm at a company making $200 a week.
What about right now? You working now?
Well, my wife had to go back to work because I'm in the process of trying to become a disabled veteran, so it's a process.
But you're not working on that. Right?
No, I'm doing whatever I have to make money, selling valuable collectibles,
All right.
stuff like that.
Well, good luck to you, okay?
Thank
you
you.
very much. You must sign some documents on your way out of the courtroom. Thank you very much. Harvey?
Doug, I got to tell you, you can go to the Labor Commission in a lot of states, and they will help you if you don't get your wages. And a lot of times, if they don't pay you within 30 days, they also have to pay a penalty. Check with the State Labor Commission in your state.